welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn a very important topic of bow hold. This is going to secure about 80% of your success when playing the violin. It is very important, so pay attention. Let's get to it. For today's lesson we would need obviously a violin bow and a pen, or if you prefer you can have a pencil. To start with, we are going to understand the correct motion of the hand when we actually use the bow and when we play the violin. I call this jellyfish motion. As funny as it sounds, a little bit childish, but that would really help you understand what it's all about. This is your jellyfish. The motion originates from your wrist right here. So it goes up and down, just like that. Your hand should be very relaxed when you do that, because you have to understand that if you perform on stage or if you practice at home for hours, you have to have your hands relaxed. Otherwise it's going to be a lot of tension. You might even end up getting some kind of injury when you do that. And for this reason you have to learn straight from the get-go that both hands at all times should be very relaxed, but to the point that you can actually hold the grip, and we're gonna get to that, so don't worry. Now we are going to curve the fingers. We are going to curve fingers here. See how I just put my finger right underneath here, and they just curving naturally, just like that. Same thing with your thumb. It really should just naturally curve like that here, and just slightly bend, just like that. That's your motion. Now we are going to use the pen, and this is going to be our bow in the future. You can imagine that this is the bow. What you want to do, you take the pen, you put it right here on your thumb, just like that. Now it's on your thumb. Now we are going to put rest of our fingers, pinky here, ring finger just slightly here, then middle finger here, and index finger right here. See? Just like that. So what you want to do, curve it naturally, put it right here, starting from pinky, just like that, and your thumb, just like that. One more time. We put the pen on your thumb. Your thumb should curve just a little bit naturally. You don't want to force it, and you nicely put rest of the fingers starting from your pinky, ring finger, and rest of the fingers, just like that. Let's understand what each of the fingers is actually doing when you use the bow. This finger laying kind of like on the side like this. The three fingers, your index finger, your pinky, and your thumb, actually hold the weight of the bow. So they are the most kind of important fingers in holding the bow correctly. And these two fingers are typically, they just press nicely, but also this one gives a little bit of direction, so as this one gives you an opportunity to actually move the bow up and down. So that's what's happening, and that's how you can get the direction of the bow by folding your fingers just like that. And most of the time it will be your thumb and your pinky. So to get the up and down motion, you actually, that's what happens. They're both straight, and when they're straight, it's like up motion. And when they're down, they just fold like this, and it's your down motion. This finger gives you a little bit of direction, so it's like rotational kind of move, but most of the time this finger actually helps this one. Together they give a very nice direction. If it goes straight, they both go straight. See? It kind of reinforces the this movement goes like this. See? But basically these three fingers secure this motion like index finger and this finger, they help the thumb to hold the weight of the bow. That's how it looks. And same kind of jellyfish motion, but with the pen. When you want to kind of straighten your fingers, this finger still holds the pen so that you don't drop it, and that's how it looks from the other side. And then you kind of pull it back together like this. And then you drop, and then you pull it back together. This triangle makes sure that you hold the bow, you have the grip, that you're not gonna drop it just easily. And these two fingers just support. This finger supports this one, and they're directional fingers, so basically they give direction up, down, round, whatever. This finger supports this finger because they kind of, keep the weight together. And really, if you actually lose the grip here, the pen is gonna drop. We don't want this to happen. These two fingers, weight, these two fingers, direction. What are we going to do in terms of exercises? The first exercise would be, well, we have our jellyfish motion, so that's the way it is. So that's drop and fold. Now we are going to make sure that this triangle nicely supports the weight of the, pen in this case, and we are going to do this. That's what we want to do, but you have to have the relaxed hand. Okay, up and up and up and up. That's how we want to strengthen our muscles, make sure that this triangle supports the weight, and later this finger is going to make sure that we actually have the right direction for the bow, up and down. There are two techniques that exist in terms of holding the bow. The first one, and that's most commonly used in the world, is Franco-Belgian. If we take the bow finally, just your regular bow hold like this. There is another one that's called Russian technique of holding the bow. We are not going to cover it here because mostly they move the hand down the bow just like that and play with the pinky pretty much like straightened like this. This is not a very common technique, and for this reason we are not going to cover it here. But so that you know it does exist, some people do play like this. We are going to use regular technique. That's pretty much how classically trained violinists are holding the bow. And I think we need to look into that more and learn that first, then maybe down the line you can decide that you want to play using the Russian bow hold and just, doing like this. I don't know if it's even comfortable. Some people probably find it comfortable, but yeah, let's, for now, stop on regular Franco-Belgian bow hold. How are we gonna put our fingers on the bow? So your bow has a frog, this tiny little leather piece, and this metal piece over here. When we put our fingers on the bow, what you wanna do, your thumb goes just between the frog and this leather piece right here. And you kind of want to park it just like that. That's how we park it here. We don't want to press it down crazily, absolutely not. If you really press it, that's gonna create a lot of tension. We don't want no tension in our hands at all. So for this reason, you just lightly put it and kind of park it. Well, I park it kind of with my nail like this. Rest of the fingers, just how I showed you, using the pen, nicely full here. So pinky, just like that, just a little bit curved. Then we have our ring finger, just tiny bit, you know, touching right here. Then we have this finger touching right here, and this finger kind of like a little bit tilted, a little bit on the side, like this. Now let's recall what we've been talking about previously, about describing what each of the fingers is doing. So we learned that these two are mostly directional fingers. So when you're going to do up and down motion, by straightening this finger, and this finger like this, that's your that's gonna be your like up motion. And then when you're gonna bend them a little bit, kind of like sitting down, it's gonna be like your down bow motion. Okay, so these two are really directional. This one kind of allows you to go up and down, just like that. This one is a little like helping this guy right here with, like, you know, just going in whatever direction. So like, well, you're not gonna really rotate the bow when playing the violin, but so that you know this guy is supporting this one in your directional exercises. Now these two guys, this guy is just resting nicely here, but he holds the bow, so he actually takes a little bit of weight on it. So is this finger, and of course the thumb is taking the majority of the weight of the bow, just like that. Okay, now jellyfish motion, still the same. So we park our finger nicely here, bend it just a little bit, bend the rest of the fingers nicely, just a little bit, not too much, and relaxing. So when you actually do this exercise, I probably have to suggest that you have some kind of cushion or some kind of, I don't know, pillow or sofa or carpet, so that if you actually drop the bow, you don't break it. You have to be careful. And we are going back to the same exercise that I showed you before with these two fingers. These three kind of have to make sure that you have the grip and you hold the weight of the bow properly so that it doesn't fall. Thumb takes probably like 90% of the weight. This finger takes, I don't know, like the other 5%. No, probably even more, like 7%, and this one takes another 3%. Now we are going to lift these fingers just like that up, but still try to hold the bow, just like that, up. It's not an easy exercise. Up, 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 up. See? Even I can do that properly, but that's fine. Second exercise that we're gonna do, because we need to feel the weight of the bow and understand what it actually kind of weighs. So we're still holding in this position, so all the fingers are nicely bent and relaxed, jellyfish motion, okay? Now we are going to rotate the bow. We're going to do like this. All the fingers nicely bent, all of them. The hand is nicely relaxed, no tension. And turn around, and turn around, and turn around. Try not to drop it. Try just, you know, keep it straight. And turn around, and turn around, and turn around, and turn around. We learned to hold the bow. Now we understand how our hand has a jellyfish motion. We park our thumb right here, and the rest of the fingers like very nicely relaxed and curved. We just nicely park it right here, like this. Starting from pinky, and then the rest. And this one is kind of like on the side a little bit. We trained our muscles a little bit so we understand the weight. We also train this triangle here so we don't drop the bow just really easily. Now, what we are going to do next? How would I do that? Do I hold it like this? You need to understand the motion itself. How are we gonna play? I am going to put it on my shoulder, here up, just like that, so that I don't have any marks. And if you are rehearsing in your top or anything, so that you don't get any skin oils on your bow hair. I'm just going to put it right here, and I'll just get the grip just like that. We don't have to hold it properly at this point. We just need to understand the motion when we are going to play the violin. You put it down, and look here what's happening. So you put it down all the way, you go up slowly, just like that. Hand should be relaxed, and go down. Okay, all the way, relaxed hand, and go up, just like that, and go down, and go up. Be very careful not to touch hair right here, because you don't want to transfer any oils from your skin. That's gonna affect the sound, that's gonna affect the hair. You definitely don't want this to happen, so try to hold it just over here on the frock, just this piece, right between my fingers, between my pinky and between my ring finger, just like that. Now I was holding it right here so that I don't touch any hair right here. How you derive this motion? Now, this motion is not only derived by your wrist, this motion is mostly coming from your elbow. When you want to move the bow, you start moving just like that. Your hand, your entire arm should be very relaxed. You don't want no tension, it should be very relaxed. Going down, going up, going down, going up. It originates from your elbow. Elbow should be not here, obviously, because that's going to be very difficult to actually do any kind of motion, but it should be relaxed down. I mean, you can even press it right next to you, just like that, and that will be your motion. You should be able to move just ever so slightly up and here, up and here, because depending on what string you're actually playing on your violin, sometimes you might need to move a little bit here and there. The most important thing is to learn that this is your original movement